Greetings, everyone. I'm Tawnya Love, and thank you for joining us today. I hope that you all had a wonderful week throughout the last week, and I'm curious to hear back from some of you as far as feedback of what you went through last week and what you kind of saw as awareness and observation of places that you could shift, places that you could grow, and maybe just seeing those things that were coming up in your movie that are challenging you and helping you to really use greater discernment and to trust and flow. So, today, if you would like, I encourage you to call in with your questions or comments, and as well as if you want to just write in questions right there. Amnon, my behind the scenes angel, will be helping. So, if you want to send any questions, then he'll let me know. And I really would love to hear from you today because in the last few weeks, I've really been seeing a lot of people on Facebook, as well as clients and friends, family, that has been coming to me and they're really burdened. A lot of people have really been feeling this heaviness and intensity of energy that's really working them over, doing a number on a lot of souls out there. And so the first thing I feel that is important to share is that you're not alone and that we're all going through this evolutionary process together. So I know that sometimes when you're experiencing what many refer to as the dark night of the soul, or just that process where I like to call it the cocoon phase, like you were a caterpillar, you really identified being that caterpillar, and then you're entering the cocoon phase, and now you're losing all sense of identity. Everything that you've known it has to fall away for the metamorphosis to happen and take place so that you can transform into this new form that you're ready to embody. In the case of the caterpillar, you're going to become the butterfly. So for many of you, as you're going through these ascension symptoms, which are natural, ascension is something that is just a natural, universal um, energy that we all go through. We've been going through it our whole lives, and it's just part of evolution. And as our vibrational energy raises in its frequency and shifts, we end up channeling more consciousness. We are drawing in greater awareness and greater light. And so there's a process that happens where that very dense, heavy energy that you once identified with will no longer feel good to you. And it will, in fact, it'll start feeling like the universe is kicking your ass. I'll just be honest. And some people really, if they don't understand what's happening, they become very fearful, and that fear amplifies that intensity. And so it's really important that we, first of all, understand that we're all evolving and it's happening. Like, you can either go with it or you can resist it, but it's happening. And so what I would encourage you to do is to go with that expansion and to understand that it's natural, and to just allow the energy to move through you and to be part of you, but not attach yourself to anything. I feel for myself, I've been tested with this so much in the past few weeks. Opportunities will come. My mind is like, "Ooh, that sounds fun. Let's do that." And I get excited about something, and then I go and I tune in further, and I feel the energy. I feel what's happening more than what I'm being told. And I have to realize, wow, this is really not what I thought it was going to be. Like, this is an illusion. It's not really for my highest good. And so the wisdom in me tells me it's okay. You are here to learn from this. You are here to learn discernment. And now you can let go and you can move on. This was part of an initiation, if you will. And many of us are going through this. I feel that a lot of the souls on this planet that are very sensitive, a lot of the earth angels and the indigo children, crystal children, star children, there's all these different souls, and we're all one, we're all connected. Everything affects the whole. So our thought ripples out, and it connects to other people's thoughts that ripple out, that create a global consciousness, and it affects so much. And so it's really important that we remember that oneness and that unity consciousness is our truth, and not be too attached to the separation feeling of difference, because though we're one, we are different. And different energies are going to vibrate at different frequencies. Some energies will feel comfortable amongst other energies because they're similar, and other energies or vibrational frequencies will really feel like a challenge to some. So, like, let's say if there's a very high frequency being that enters into a space, it can challenge the lower vibrational energies if there's not alignment and integrity, because that's what that high vibration is there to do. It's there to shine the light. It's there to lead the way, to shine the light to greater alignment. Now, what I've learned is that that's not always something that everyone's excited about, and often Earth angels are messengers for source. They're messengers for spirit and higher consciousness. So at times, for my own journey, I'll share that I have been tested so many times with, I'm given awareness, I'm shown truth, and I'm given even the energetic pattern and shown why it's happening, and, brought the understanding and the clarity. And then there's the level of having the courage to share that message. And what I've noticed is that many souls that dare to share the truth and share their awareness have been ridiculed. They've been publicly humiliated or destroyed. They've had people lash out at them, make up things and manipulate them, try to make them look bad. And what I understand is that has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with them. However, I see how it could be a really big obstacle for really shining truth and light. And so I have such compassion for each of you that are going through that are in environments, maybe you're in a family situation, or you're working at a job, or you are involved in a group of people where you just feel there's energies that are very manipulative, and no one's daring to challenge them because this energy really puts out a good vibe of, don't you dare challenge me because I'm in charge. And that's something that we each have to have the courage to face it anyway. And we can handle it with grace and love, and we don't have to be angry and attack. But I do feel it's really important that if something is brought to our awareness that is out of alignment, especially if it's something that we know is going to touch many lives, we can sense that that person's energy could have the potential to really cause a lot of destruction. It's really important that we speak truth and that we stand in our power and not be afraid of the consequence, not be afraid of them ridiculing us or stripping away a title or telling the world to not like us and everyone unfriend them on Facebook. All these things, they can create a lot of fear in us, but all of that is connected to ego, and it's really not serving us to stay in those ego places. So I would say what I sense the highest opportunity we have right now with this shift of consciousness, this ascension process, is to be true to thyself, but at the same time to stay open and listen to those around you that you respect, that you love, that you feel and sense a high vibration in them. You feel and sense a power and a strength and a connection in them. To really listen to what they're sharing with you, because they may be the exact teachers and angels you've called in to help you. So there's wisdom in staying open to that. And I feel like it's really important that we release the attachment to our ego, to all this sense of, this is who I am. I've got all this history and I've got all this resume and all these titles and all these certificates and things that prove my worth, and really look into that. Why is it that we do that? Why do we attach to all of that stuff? Why do we feel we need to attach to groups in a sense to make ourselves feel like we're more than enough or we're worthy? And to really analyze that part of ourself that feels there's an emptiness, or there's some part of ourself that feels that we need these things to sense that we're enough, that we're worthy. And what Source has shared with me is we need none of it. It's all here to be enjoyed. All these gatherings and these working with a healer and hanging out with a teacher and playing with our yoga friends and, hanging out with our painting buddies our family. It's all here as an opportunity to enjoy life and to play. And it's here to teach us. It's here to teach us the power of discernment. It's here to teach us what we truly love and what we truly value and appreciate, and to go with that. So I feel like it's really important that we can see this opportunity to release that heavy past, that heavy suitcase, backpack that we're trugging around on our backs, and it's carrying all the bricks of our past, all the pain, all that we've been through. And that's great. All of that past served us, and it's really important that we look back and glance and just see, look at what all I went through. Look at how far I've come. And then we arrive to a point where we're ready to release it and realize we don't need to carry it any longer. We don't need to talk about it all the time. We can just examine it, understand what we learned from it, and maybe make reference to it occasionally when it makes sense. Like if there's someone going through a hard time, we may make a reference to our past, like, oh, I can totally understand what you're going through. My heart has so much compassion. I've been through something so similar. But we don't need to cling to that past in a way that makes it feel like, unless we have it, that we don't know how to prove our worth. I feel that we have such an opportunity to just be present and to just arrive with our hearts open, our minds open, our energy open to receive, to give, to share, and to connect. And it's how I even offer it. As I connect, I'm not saying this just from theory, it's how I practice my life. As I'm right here with you, I'm just in the now, channeling what comes through my heart, my mind in the now. As I'm teaching a yoga class, I just am in the now. I'm connecting with what the energy of the students, what their needs are. I'm listening to Source as Source channels through the higher wisdom of what I can do to assist them and help them. And it's such a beautiful place that I encourage all of us to have the courage to go to, because everything that we're wanting, everything that we're wishing for, everything that our hearts desire is in this space of presence right here, right now. It's not about anything that we've had to achieve or any kind of rights of title or ownership. None of that is really that important to Source. It's very important to our ego, but it's not very important to our soul. And so I just encourage you to be aware of that and to really be gentle with yourselves during this ascension process. Like we've definitely been given lots of tests and initiations in the past few months. Well, I would say past few years, it's been very intense. But it seems to me, from my own experience, that the frequencies and the vibrational shifts are happening very quickly, and we are shifting and we are evolving with lightning speed. We are very much channeling higher vibrational energy, and our gifts, our natural gifts and psychic connection, our telepathic connections, our healing gifts, all of these energies that are beyond what we can just comprehend with the mind, they are amplifying and their frequency is intensifying. And so as we hold on to that heavy third dimensional energy and we cling too much to that sense of ego and identity, I've observed how much it creates suffering. And the suffering is not only a suffering that we feel because we're clinging, but I've observed how much suffering is created from that human that refuses to shift and refuses to see where their own misalignments are, and then how they will affect others that they connect with. So if you think of it, your highest goal right now is your own self-love. Your own frequency and vibration is the highest priority. However, don't underestimate the power of your coming into that alignment. Your coming into alignment is going to assist and raise the frequency of everything you connect with, every human you interact with, every relationship you're a part of will benefit from your alignment. So it's really important that we aren't afraid to stay in our alignment. It's very important that we start to open our eyes, our physical eyes, our inner eye, to see truth, to really feel energy, to really feel and discern the intention of another, and not to go blind, not to go back to sleep. Because each of us, each one of you that is tuning in today, are here for a reason. And it's maybe a higher reason than maybe you consciously are aware, and maybe many of you are consciously aware of it. Like, everything I'm saying is, holy crap, she's speaking right to me. That's what I'm going through. I get it. But every one of us is going through this, and we have this amazing opportunity to really come into our power and to choose alignment over fear. Now, we know fear. We've been there, done that, right? Every one of us has walked through darkness, walked through the lower vibrational energies, and it was to serve a purpose. It was to help wake us up. Our souls had a contract and an agreement to come in and to go through these experiences, to attract the abusive relationships or the negligent parents or the controlling co-workers or whatever it is. There's a part of us that we drew that energy to us from soul contracts and also from law of attraction. We have a frequency and a vibration, and as we're putting out and emitting a signal, we are drawing the very energy that we're putting out towards us. So sometimes when we pause and we know that we're struggling and we thank Spirit for bringing in a helper or a mentor, a teacher, then we will notice the teacher arrives and has important information to share with us, or they're there to, shine their light to help and assist us. And there's times that we maybe don't think we're ready for that. And so that teacher comes in and we don't really want to hear what they have to say. So we slam the door in their face and go right back to where we know, which is fear, the land of fear. And like I said, we know that place well. It's a place of control. It's a place of paranoia. It's a place of manipulation. And it's really not necessary. It's something that feels very uncomfortably uncomfortable because it's what we know, and it causes such discomfort that it makes us just like itch and burn and just we want to run screaming from it, but we're also afraid to leave it. And so this is kind of the delicate balance in the shedding of the ego. Think of it as your caterpillar is that egoic self, and you're going to that cave of darkness to lose all sense of identity, to lose all sense of what you've been clinging to, what you've been attaching to yourself to tell the world this is what makes me more than you, or what makes me worthy, or what makes me superior, or what makes me a victim so that everyone will just take care of all my needs because I don't feel I'm capable. It's that sense of identity that we have to release in order to become the butterfly. And every one of you watching, your soul is ready for the butterfly. I can feel it. I feel it in every fiber of my being that this planet and this consciousness, this human space of consciousness is ready to just blast forward and expand into a higher frequency and a higher vibration. I know that many souls have come, like myself, as messengers to assist with this shift. And I know that our messages can feel frightening because as truth is brought in, it often can challenge the very core of what you've identified your whole life to be about. It could challenge the very structure that you attach yourself to. However, if your foundation's been shaky and your foundation has not brought you prosperity and love and abundance and feelings of safety, and not safety meaning I can just control, but this true feeling of safety and inner peace, if these things have not brought that, it might serve us to be open to the messengers and to work with them and to listen to what they have to say because they love us, they care about us, they want to help us. When my angels come through and they bring me guidance and awareness, I know they do it because they love me and they want what's best for me. They don't want to cause me pain. They don't want to hurt me. And as I work with clients and I challenge them and I see the energetic patterns of what they're doing and what they've done for a long time, and I shine the light, And I always ask permission, or they come to me, because I do feel that's important. We don't need to run out and change the world and change people at all. But when people are coming to us and they're asking, or they say they're drawn to us and they would like to have us share our awareness, and then we do, and then they lash out and they're angry, I just feel that this is something that I need to share with each of you, that it is so important that you don't attach yourself to the outcome. It's so important that you don't attach yourself to what others think of you or what they're going to say or do with those messages, but that you have the courage and the confidence to speak truth and to trust that there is a higher reason for that, and not to be afraid or intimidated anymore. We have lived on a planet for far too long with humans that are out of alignment, that are afraid, and that are seeking to control and manipulate others' energy because they've forgotten how to really fill themselves up. They've forgotten to trust in the universe. They've forgotten to trust that they are worthy and that, of course, Source will take care of them. And when we're in that space, every one of us as humans have been in that space of fear. We can manipulate and control and be pretty nasty with our energy if we're trying to get something from someone because we feel fear that there's not enough. So when we look at situations like countries that are, being enslaved and oppressed, and we look at the deep need there, there's starvation, there's such fear, there's violence. It makes sense vibrationally that we have to be able to understand that until these energies can be acknowledged and really looked at, until all those that have been catering and enabling those controllers stop doing that, then how do we expect the shift to happen? And so what Source says to me is, if we want great shift on a planetary level, then we must have the courage to be the great shifts ourselves. We must be the vessels for that shift. We must be the vessels for that light and that truth. We must stand together with courage and leadership and not be afraid and cower to those who project a sense of control and power over us or others. I have been on this planet long enough to observe how the game is played, and the game is changing. And I feel as more of us awaken and we come into our power, we're really going to have a chance to shift things on a global scale. So it's important that we remember our own alignment, that the ascension symptoms that you're going through, that is all a process that's got to happen for you. So some of you maybe are having intensity in your life to the point where what once was tolerated, what once you could handle being around, you cannot handle it now. You cannot handle being around low vibrational energy. Just being around fearful ones that are controllers really makes your stomach turn. It makes your back muscles tight. It makes you feel sick, gives you headaches. We got to really start paying attention to how our bodies are talking to us. Our bodies are communicating with us and telling us, hey, this environment sucks. Like, this environment straight up sucks, and there is no love here. I feel like I'm suffocating here. I feel like it's poisonous. It feels toxic. Every one of you watching has this awareness. When you're in an environment or you're with someone and their energy feels off and it feels toxic, you feel it. The deal is what do we do about that? Do we just cater to those people? Do we just keep giving them our energy? Do we keep, bowing to them and submitting to them out of fear of what they may do if we challenge them? That is your opportunity, is to start challenging those energies and stop reacting to them, stop catering to them. We don't have to fight them. We don't need to fight it within ourselves or externally, because sometimes that battle can happen internally. You may have this ego war of self-doubt or fear in your own worth. Many of you are being challenged, Source tells me right now. Many of you the darkness has moved in and it's pushing on you, and your egos are lying to you. They are telling you you're nothing, you're not worth it. Why should you even live? What's the point? What's all this even about? Who cares? Let me just go get high. Let me go check out. Let me go get drunk, or, do something to escape this crappy life because I feel I have no power. That is the ego voice, and it is full of shit. I'll just say that. It is total bullshit. And we have to start really recognizing that ego voice for what it is and laugh at it. Like truly have a sense of humor about it and not take it so serious, but catch it and go, you know what? No, go sit down. Like you never help me. That voice, it's always in there trying to tell me there's lack and fear and I need to control and I need to get whatever I need. It's not true. And as we choose to go into meditation, we choose to go connect with nature and connect with source and ask for guidance, ask to be filled up, like fill me up. Let my light just radiate and shine to all those who are ready for this truth and this wisdom. Source will fill you up and source will heal you and source will shine and light the way for you. But you must be quiet and still to be able to even hear that intuition, to be able to hear that inner voice of wisdom, because it's a gentle voice. And it's like a lot of the souls on the planet that are the most beautiful earth angels you could ever have called for. And they're here and they're gentle and you often tread on them. You often disrespect them and ignore them and treat them as if they're nothing because they're gentle. And I'm here to say, these gentle souls are some of the most powerful souls you could ever meet in your life. And some of you listening are those souls. And don't forget your power. Do not buy into the BS that you're weak, because you're not. You are so powerful, and your light and your love is so needed here. And it's so time for each of us to wake up and really think about what we're doing to each other and what these games are about, because they're not necessary. This ascension process of self-love is to come into a place where we embody love, where we are love in action. And as we are that light, everything we do, every thought, every action will come from a place of love. And that includes self-love. That means as I'm giving out, as I'm sharing and connecting, this giving also benefits myself. It also benefits my own life. It's no longer a giving and giving and giving until there's emptiness and you're depleted and then you're pissed off because you've given and everyone's taken, but no one's given anything back. That's coming from a misaligned energy in you of feeling you're not worthy, feeling an emptiness. So you're giving and giving with the hopes that eventually you'll be worthy. Here's the deal. You're worthy right now. You are worthy. There is nothing you need to do. There's no one that you need to meet, no famous person's autograph you need. There's no certificate you need. None of it is ever going to fill that emptiness. What will fill that sense of emptiness is you understanding and awakening to your wholeness, realizing you are whole, you are healed now, calling that in, thanking your angels and guides for assisting you with healing, working with intuitive healers like myself or any that are you feel drawn to, that you feel are really going to be truthful with you and are going to help you. That's how we're going to shift. We need to start really taking our power back, and we need to do our work, because nobody out there is going to be able to do my work. And I am not going to be able to do any of your work. We each have our own work. We each have our own stuff that we need to deal with. And so that's the first step, is we need to have our eyes open, be aware, be honest and truthful, filled with courage, filled with love, and know that we are damn capable. Every one of us. Every one of you watching has special gifts. Amnon's behind the scenes, and he is making this show happen with his magic and his understanding of electronics. And without him, I could not give you this message. At least not in this way. And so, yay! And so, with that, like, we need to see the value in every soul that connects with us. We're not here to sit on pedestals and feel superior to others. And it's something I've observed, especially, and this is sad to say, but I've experienced this in the realm of healers so much. Healers, doctors, teachers that come into this space and they forget that they are also students. They forget that they are one with all the energies that are connecting and needing their assistance. I personally feel there is no need for the pedestal. That pedestal energy really starts creating a sense of separation, and eventually what it does is it triggers a lot of fear inside of that human to protect the ego, that sense of ego self that is superior. So then all actions now come from a place of fear, a place to protect and control and manipulate because they don't want to lose their power. We need to all be aware of this in ourselves and observing those around us and make sure that we are not enabling that. Because I will tell you this, controller energies cannot survive without enablers. Period. If we're not enabling, the controller gets nothing. So the only reason controller energies work is because the enablers buy into the game and they start enabling them. They give them the energy they want. They give them everything they need. We give everything away. And then we're victims and we play the victim game and they oppress us and they hurt us. This game will end when we choose to shift internally, when we choose to stop buying into that game and we refuse to bow or submit to anyone. None of us came here to bow and submit. It feels terrible, right? Every one of us know that there has been tests in our life where controllers came into our world and tried to control and oppress us, and it felt like crap. We hated it. It really hurt us. Some of us felt like we wanted to die. We didn't even want to be in a human form because it felt so terrible. That is what we need to shift. And it's got to shift across the planet one soul at a time. And that is what I'm here dedicating my life purpose to, which is helping the souls who are ready. So I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not going to be a good person to work with if you want a mentor who's going to tell you what you want to hear. If you want a mentor who is going to make excuses and tell you, you know, poor you, you're a victim. I am an intuitive healer that is very compassionate, very loving, but I'm very truthful, and I will help you to see the patterns that are holding you back. And there's many healers here that is our intention, is to help you and to help you see things from a position of clarity and truth, and to stop playing these games that cause you suffering, to stop creating suffering amongst others because of that misalignment. So we can't really expect the planet to get better if we're not willing to do our work and if we're not willing to challenge the misalignment. So I hope that all makes sense to everybody. And I'm going to pause now and see if anyone's got questions. Okay. I can feel it. I'm like, I know someone's got questions.
My posa says, I appreciate this so much. Perfect timing to reinforce this message for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Don is saying, you're the best, Tawnya.
Oh, thank you, Don.
Incarnate Ailey says, I do feel like much of the solutions and thoughts I receive while working through conflict with others is beneficial when I feel my heart. When I listen to my heart, I begin to receive much information, and I am often able to have much wisdom flow through my voice when I'm in tune with the moment. Thank you for the confirmation. And
yes.
Was
that Eileen? Is that what you said?
That's Eileen.
Yes, Eileen. That's amazing. And yes, it's all about heart. We got to come here. It's not about here anymore. It's a linking of the two. It's not like denying our wisdom and our intelligence, but it's coming to the heart and pausing and feeling everything from that place of love. And even when we go to share a message with someone that we know may be rejected, if it's coming from love, Spirit will speak it through us beautifully. And then we have to let go. It's not our responsibility how that message is received. It is our responsibility to deliver it. So really great awareness, Eileen, on the heart connection. Yes.
And she adds, butterflies blast off.
Yay!
I can feel it too. The shift is powerful this year, 2014, very positive.
Yes.
And then my posa says, I feel like you are speaking straight to me, Tawnya. I am so ready for the butterfly.
Awesome.
And then Don says, I thought she was talking to me. Eileen
I am. I'm talking to all of you.
And then Eileen is saying, everything you're saying is 100% with how I feel right now.
That makes sense.
There's a question there from some guy called Ron.
Okay.
And he says, I want to ask Tanya, what exactly is ascension? How do I know it needs to happen or is happening?
Okay. Well, basically, ascension, like I said, it's a very natural evolutionary process that's always going to happen. And it's when we are expanding our energy, our frequency is expanding. And as that expansion happens, we open ourselves to embody higher consciousness. And so it's a process that actually affects us at every level of our being. It affects us, our electromagnetic field, it affects our physical body, it affects our mental body, our emotional body, the auric field, everything is affected as we are going through this ascension process. And so many people, the quickest, easiest way I can relate to ascension is if you can imagine that you're listening to your radio and it's between stations, and you know how you get that static where it's just like and you just that you can't hear anything, but there's something there. It's just you're not quite tuned in enough to hear. So ascension is you went from that static and then you're tuning and fine tuning that dial, and boom, Angel 101. And it doesn't have to be Angel 101, but that's just my little playful take on it. But basically, you get the point is you go from this staticky energy where there was confusion, chaos, there was not clarity, it was very muddled, and suddenly you're tuned in to a higher frequency and you can hear, you understand, you're connected. And so the ascension process is for that purpose. It's to take the sleeping humans. There's a reason we have so many zombie movies, you know? It's to take that sleeping zombiness of the humans, humanity that's been oppressed and just bought all the BS, like had people telling us what we should believe, having people tell us what we should do, having people tell us how to talk, when to write, when to not write. It's just complete control. And the soul level of us knew, especially these sensitive new, not new souls, but these sensitive souls that have come in, these indigo children and crystal children, the star seed children, they didn't come here to submit. And so as we came in as children and that was happening, we put up with it, we tolerated it, we challenged it, we tried everything we could to make sense of this planet because of its heaviness. But there comes a day when we decided enough. Like we have bowed and submitted enough. We have tolerated enough. And shifts happen when that happens. So the ascension is really, in essence, we are channeling in higher frequency and we are calling it in. Like, it's not like the universe is saying you all need to expand and evolve, or the angels are saying you all need this, humans. It's the rules. What's really happening is you as humans, and if we can go beyond humans, you as a soul have called in the assistance. You're hurting, you're suffering, you have caused each other pain, and you have caused yourself such pain to the point of wanting to die. And we are at the point now where we have destroyed our planet, we have destroyed ourselves, and we have lashed out and tried to destroy each other. And our souls are calling in for the assistance. Our souls want the evolution. They want the frequency to fine tune into the station so that we can understand, so that we can channel in higher consciousness, so that we can assist as a healer, so that we can know that we're one with Source. We don't feel separate. We don't feel afraid and less than anymore. We feel a powerful awareness of our oneness. We feel deep compassion and empathy to where we can feel the souls around us, but not in a way that makes us sick anymore or makes us feel tense because of their energy, but where we can balance it and we can feel with such love and compassion what they're going through, and we can have the courage to share and shine truth to assist them as they cross that bridge from 5 sensory to 6 sensory. Because we've all been brought up on a planet where everything was 5 sensory. It's just like what you see is what you get. This is reality, right? And we're being encouraged to cross the bridge to 6 sensory, which is more 6 dimensional intuition, higher consciousness, higher frequencies, miracles. what we call miracles, Source says is truly just alignment. And law of attraction states that what we focus on, we attract. And so it's really a matter of focus right now. Many of you are afraid of a lot of things. You're afraid the world's going to end. You have created a God in the image that tells you that, you know, that it's like an angry father, that if you've done good, you will be rewarded, and if you've done bad, you are going to be punished. And there's like this karmic belief in fear, judgment, and, a lashing out. And then there's a different opportunity in that sixth sensory space of intuition and higher consciousness, is a place of there is karma because there is a cause and effect to everything, but it's a love karma energy. It's everything will come to you to teach you something. Every soul that comes along will be there as an assistant to help you understand, and that it's all coming because you are loved. It's all something that your own soul has summoned in to help you. So it's nothing that there's a God out there lashing out at you because you're unworthy. It's you calling out to remember you. Does that make sense? I hope it does.
Yeah, it does. And my poser says, best example of ascension I've heard.
Thank you.
And
Well,
then
thank you to my angels because they're channeling it through, and I just letting it come out.
and a comment that Eileen made before when you were talking about the way that some people were treated.
Yes,
She says, thank you. I have been treated that way as an incarnated angel with lots of humans my whole life. I
yes.
now set boundaries. I do not give away all my love anymore and no longer let people take from me. I
Awesome.
know my worth now. We are deeply powerful. And Don is saying, straight up, tell it how it is. And
Yes,
Meposa says, amen.
yes. And that's so true because you all are so powerful. And the ones that have gotten their butts kicked the hardest, it's because it's in a sense those lower vibrational beings that really love to control and manipulate others' energy, they are afraid of you. They're afraid of your gentleness. They're afraid of the fact that your very presence challenges the hell out of them. Your very presence challenges everything that they do to control and lash out because your light is shining, and it scares them because there's a part of them that is very attached to this belief system of who they are and what they have to be. And so your very presence challenges them. So don't take that personal. However, don't drop that awareness and don't allow the misalignment of others to trigger the same within yourself. That is such an important message. And it's 444 right now. We should go check that angel number and see what you get from that. But yeah, it's all so important. And one thing that I had Source brought to me today is I'm wearing my amber. If you can see, I've got this amber necklace, and I just felt led to wear it after the past couple of days. I was just in some really heavy energy, and I was just like, what the crap is that? I've just been tested and tested. And I remembered my amber necklace, and I remembered what it helps me with. And so Source encouraged me to put it on. And I wanted to read to you. This is from the Book of Stones again. I've mentioned this book before. I'll show it to you. And I'm just going to read you a little bit about amber. And if any of you out there feel a connection to it, I just feel that I'm meant to share this, and it could be a powerful elemental tool for you that you could wear when you're working with clients as a healer, or just when you're walking through environments that are heavy. And I want you to remember this, though. You do not have to stay attached to any environment, person, title, anything if it feels yucky. If it feels heavy and gross and like toxic to you, please have the wisdom to listen to that. Please have the wisdom to understand that your body is telling you everything you need to know so that you will choose higher and love yourself. And the next step is just being still, thanking Spirit for guidance. Thank your angels for illuminating the doors to guide you to exactly the new environments where you will be loved, where you will be honored, where your wisdom and intuition will be celebrated, and, reverence will be shown. You each deserve this. And if you can understand that and call for it, you will manifest it in your lives. And this lower vibrational stuff you've experienced to this point was to help wake you up. It was to teach you. It was to teach you from the contrast so that you would never want to walk there again. And it was also to help cultivate a sense of deep compassion in you, to help you understand what others are going through. There's I've been through so much in my life. I'm actually writing a book about it, but I feel like as I look at all that, the reason I went through it all is not because of a story and not so that I can sell a book because of my story. It's more so that I could understand and have awareness for what so many humans go through. And as I was called in to become a healer, which I didn't really know was going to happen when I was younger, as that happened, it all makes sense now because now I can look back and realize not only do I understand what they're all going through, I've been with them. I'm one of them. And there's this deeper connection at a soul level where there's a sense of trust and understanding when we have walked through these things with another and we can relate to their soul. And so a lot of earth angels that are incarnated at this time, it was partly your task to walk through that darkness. You wanted to understand it. It was like your school, like your college, your life college. It's like you got the freaking doctorate's degree of life school, and don't underestimate that. Like that schooling, that education was very important for you, and it's serving a purpose to help you and others. So I just want to remind you all of that. But here's
Um,
what I'm going to read. Oh, go ahead.
no, Eileen is saying, will you be sharing this video on your timeline later, the 444? And Kathy's asking, what does 444 mean?
Okay, so I'm going to let you guys do this little research while I read to you about Amber. But here's what you can do. We can talk about a whole show about numerology and numbers, but basically something that you could quickly do is if you go type in on your phone, on Google, just type in spiritual meaning of 444. And then I feel a good energy and vibration from the Joanne Sacred Scribes website. So go to that website and then read up about 444. Every number has its own vibration and frequency and meaning, and they come through at times when we are, say, if you can see what I was just talking about in the video, right when I said that number, it could be a connection to bring confirmation and clarity. And it's not so much about the number, but it's about what was happening right when you saw it. I kind of tell clients it's just like if you see a animal totem show up and you're just asking spirit about something, and then you get this feeling of being patient, of being gentle, and just moving slowly with awareness, and then a deer walks into your yard. It's happened to me. True story. That is a symbol of the universe that you've called in for this understanding, and deer arrives, and it's like, hey, I'm here to remind you to be gentle. I'm here to bring you confirmation, to use your clairvoyance gifts, and to really feel the energy right now. And so when we see an animal totem, or if we see a number, there's messages connected to these frequencies, these crystals, animals, numbers, they all have a frequency, and they come in to bring us confirmation, to bring us clarity. So start kind of playing with that and thank your angels for bringing you guidance through numerology. It can be really fun. And you guys can write in and share some of your stories next time and tell me what you noticed when you started paying attention. Okay? So I'm going to read you a little bit about amber. It says, while amber is not technically a mineral, it has long been honored for its energetic and healing properties. Amber is a purifier acting on the energetic, emotional, and physical levels to transform negative or stagnant energies into clear, usable frequencies. Just as trees take in the waste gas of carbon dioxide and turn it into oxygen, amber takes in the waste energies and converts them to usable energy. It can assist one in purifying one's own aura or auric field, as well as clearing any vibrations it contacts in its environment. So do you see how this could be helpful for you sensitive souls that are in these heavy environments, or for healers that are working with clients that maybe have a lot of low vibrational energies, and You're just wanting to be really mindful that you're not absorbing those energies. You're observing, not absorbing. And you can add this amber as just kind of a symbol and a reminder of that, and call in the essence of the amber to actually take in those frequencies and kind of transcend them into usable frequency that will benefit you rather than energies that disrupt your vibration. Um, let's see. So it makes amber an excellent stone for protection because it transforms negativity into a source of clear energy. Amber is the key to ancient knowledge and can stimulate the remembrance of one's lineage and genetic lessons and experiences passed down from one's ancestors. This makes it an excellent ally for clearing family patterns. It can assist in past life exploration during meditation and a clearing karmic debris from one's energy field. It is a powerful ally in shamanic journeys for its protective energies and for its ability to facilitate travel to the lower realms. So basically, the emotional aspect of it is it can assist with our seasonal affective disorder or depression based on light deprivation, which is why I encourage a lot of clients that I see that live here in the Northwest to wear amber, because, we have a lot of rain and cloudy days, so that can be helpful. It can help one find purpose and strength, taking action to evolve one's reality toward higher consciousness. Ascension. It can assist the physically sensitive souls by offering a protective light barrier against negativity until they are able to control their intuitive skills. So for those of you that are newly coming across that bridge of 5 sensory to 6 sensory, this would be a great, it's not really a stone, it's a mineral essence, but it'd be a great mineral essence for you to wear on your body or hold in your sacred space. And just as a protective measure, just to help you as you're kind of moving through those initiations and becoming stronger and more easily able to discern energy so that you don't absorb it, but observe it only. Physically, it helps increase our general vitality and our energy levels. It assists energetically in digestion, organ, and gland function. And for those who work with removing entities from the energy field, like myself, amber can be a valuable ally for sealing the aura after extraction and clearing any lingering negative patterns that might reestablish themselves in one's auric field. The affirmation, if you guys want to write this down, just add it to your list of positive affirmations, is I call forth the cleansing and healing of my energy field. I embrace the blessings of physical life. So that's pretty beautiful. So anyway, that's amber. Is there any other questions, Amnon, or any callers or anything?
No, Eileen's saying tiger spirit roar.
Rah! Yeah. I so relate to tiger and lions, and it's funny she's saying that because I chose 2 divine guidance cards for all of you today. I just said, Source, what do they need to understand right now? And one of them is the Awakening card, and the other one is Lion Guide. So nice timing on that, Eileen. Her intuition is speaking through right now. So I will start with the Lion Guide, which I will share a story real quickly because we're getting close. Man, that hour went by fast. I was just channeling like a storm there. I'm seriously like, how is it almost 5 o'clock already? But basically, when I was being called to come and serve and lead my tribe a year and a half ago, I was having dreams. I was being awakened at 3:33 in the morning. And this is an ascension symptom, actually. Like if you're being woken up over and over repetitively early in the morning, around the 3 a.m. time period, for some reason, it happens a lot. If you're struggling with insomnia, you're having food sensitivities, sensitivities to chemicals, people, these are ascension symptoms because your vibration is shifting. And so things you once could handle being around, it's just not happening anymore. And it's because you're evolving, and it's because we are needing to shift out of these toxic energies. So one of the things I had happening is I was being awakened at like 3:33 in the morning repeatedly, angels waking me up telling me it's time to lead my tribe, and I was just like, what the crap are they talking about? And it was really overwhelming actually in the beginning. And I was getting guidance from Lion Guide. I kept seeing lions. I'd look at people, their face would morph into a lion. It was some crazy stuff. And no, I do not do drugs. And basically, Archangel Ariel made herself known, and she is called the Lioness of God. And Archangel Ariel and I work very intimately together now. She is like one of my best friends. Her and Archangel Michael. I have many angels that I love, but they are with me all the time, working, and as a healer, they assist me. And as I'm speaking today, I thanked Ariel for speaking through. I channeled Ariel, and so that tiger spirit, that lion spirit that you're sensing is Archangel Ariel, and she is really here to help us wake up. She's a beautiful, amazing energy of light, but she is a warrior and she does not bow or submit. And so every angel has their own frequency, and she is very much here to shift the planet and to assist us in raising our feminine energy, bringing it back into balance. She is a mighty warrior angel, and she's loving and compassionate, but she is like Michael. She will bring the truth and she will speak it with courage, and it will be a roar. There's no gentleness about, oh, let me be timid about this message. So sometimes if you sense me just really powerfully speaking, it's Archangel Ariel. So anyway, Lion Guide is here to help you awaken the sleeping lion that lies within you. Your inner lion is powerful, resourceful, and mighty. You really do hold the strength and courage to do whatever needs to be done. It is time to let the world hear your roar. Whew! Lion Guide is here to help you realize that you do rule your inner and outer worlds, and to energetically claim your throne as the rightful ruler of your kingdom. Once you do, you will step into your role as a leader with greater ease. So for me, Lion Guide, it's not about ego. It doesn't mean you're leading and you're barking orders and manipulating people. Lion Guide is here to help us be aligned as the leaders that we are of the light, to be one with the light and to speak with clarity, wisdom, and truth, and for it all to come from a place of love and from the heart. But to be courageous and to speak with power and courage, not to be timid, because that time is done. We need all of you, Earth Angels. It is really important that you each step in and embody your power and your light, because your gifts are needed here. There are billions of people on this planet. We do not need to fight each other for clients or for anything. There is abundance, is truth. Our scarcity and our lack is the old consciousness, and that is what is ready to be released. There is plenty. And as we step in and embody that awareness as a lion guide, and we allow that lion guide to channel through and guide us, we will know exactly what to do, what to say, and we will not have fear. We will speak with courage like a lion. So there you go. That was perfect. So it's no more being afraid and timid. It's really about stepping into our power now. Awakening is the next card. Actually, I didn't show you lion card, but here's awakening, and I'll show you the lion card too. There's this lion guide. So the awakening card says this is a powerful card. You are now entering into a complete awakening to your higher self, your intuition, your gifts, your role on the planet, and your divine life mission. The opening of your heart center is allowing your inner vision to see more clearly. In turn, this is empowering you on many levels, both energetically and intuitively, so that you will walk your path and do what you have come here to do. Your awakening will subconsciously call out to others to step into their own light as well. And I would say that is so true, because in my own journey, a year and a half ago, I was in an abusive, toxic relationship. I was afraid. I felt like I wanted to die. I really felt like, what is the point of being here? Life sucks. And that's what I felt like a year and a half ago. And my having the courage to listen to my angels and walk towards the light and to step into my power and to heal all of that woundedness, to know and claim my worth, has led me to this moment where I can sit here in front of each of you and be a role model and a leader of that, and to show you that I feel you and I'm one with you, and I know what you're going through. I feel it. I know what your tests have been, and I care about you deeply. I have so much compassion for each of you, because I understand the tests that you're going through and the initiations that you have to pass through to come into your power. And that I know each and every one of you is so capable and powerful and absolutely worthy. And so it's really important that you not see me as someone on a pedestal that's above you, but that I'm one with you and I'm right here. This show came to me as a gift, and I knew Source brought it so that I could reach out to each of you that are ready and empower and encourage that shift, because it's something that's needed on a planetary level. And so I know Source will take care of me. Source has taken such great care of me, especially over the last year and a half since I've really been true to myself and I've really aligned and followed my heart. Everything's worked out beautifully. And I really encourage each of you, not just over this week, but we'll practice 1 week at a time, or maybe just a day at a time, I encourage each of you to really trust, to really start to go into nature and be still. When you're feeling stressed out and overwhelmed, walk away from those environments. Have the wisdom to go into nature or go into your room and shut the door and meditate and turn on some calm music and be quiet. Thank Spirit for the clarity, the wisdom, and to illuminate the path for you. And then have the courage to go confidently in the direction of your dreams and your deepest heart's desires, because that is going to feel amazing for you. That ascension process, the part that feels amazing is when we go with the expansion. When we hold back and we stay stuck out of fear, it feels terrible and we don't grow. So if we want to really understand the opportunity here, we are being encouraged to go with the flow and allow our souls to grow. That is exactly what's being given as an opportunity. And so I thank each of you for tuning in. Our time has come to a close for today, but I encourage you all to be aware of that over this next week, to face those energies and really start to pay attention when you go places. Feel the energy. What does it feel like? Not just what is that person saying to you, but what are they showing you through their actions? What does their energy feel like to you? And to trust your feelings more than the words. Trust your feelings more than the title. Trust your feelings more than their degree or they're an author of a book or any ego thing that you used to lose yourself because of. Trust in what you feel and have the courage to go in the direction that honors your soul, and do not tolerate oppression another day. So I thank you all, and I hope that this just stirred up a fire in your souls so that I can hear a lot of lion roars across the planet, because you're needed, you're loved, and you are so powerful. Thank you so much.
Tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Health In with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, The Tawnya Love Show, Reawaken Your Brilliance with Julie Seibert, and if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by Atomus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals. That vidblasterguy.com, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.